Hey everybody, this is me, Peter. I am now in Costa Rica, where I'll be doing a riding school on the weekend and then participate in a race here that's called Cerro El Dragón. It means the Dragon's Mountain. It's a really cool place. It's the first time I'm ever in Costa Rica. I'm here at my friend Felipe Echanti's house, and I wanted to do some talking about the second lap of the Red Bull Override, but instead of talking through the entire video, which I realized afterwards was pretty boring, at least for myself to re-watched, I decided to break it down into only the most interesting parts. So the first part that I wanted to talk about is bottlenecks, and very shortly into the first lap of the race, you'll see that I'm coming into this section, and it's right after the pits basically, and there's a bunch of riders all just sitting there. Number 13, which I think is Moss, is some famous dude, and you'll see that I just passed like 4 or 5 guys, and I could feel that the second guy, the one that's not on the actual downhill already, he was not so happy to let me get through, but I just pushed my way through anyways. And I think there's a lot of times where you're okay with pushing through the line and opening new lines, and other parts you shouldn't be doing it. It kind of depends on the race and the situation, but in this situation I felt like it was perfectly fine to try to make my way through, and I even asked him if he would let me through. And yeah, obviously there's a big difference between speed of all the racers at any given race, pretty much, and this was no different. So yeah, so right now I'm behind the guy in the blue jacket or blue shirt, blue backpack, and he's struggling. He's not really moving forward at all. At the KTM guy, he's getting a bit of traction, so I'm looking at the trail. There's a small trail going up to the left right next to the rocks, and that's the one I'm looking at this point, and I figured he just needs to get out of the way and I'll sneak around on the upside, which is what I'm about to do right here. Alright, so next section that's coming up that I want to talk about is this one where I'm coming in and I see this guy. He's trying to drag his bike back down off the trail, and I could have tried to force the issue and go around him, but I would prefer just anytime to wait a little bit, let him do his thing and get away, so he would let me have a better run, or I would allow myself to be on the good trail instead of trying to open something new, because I knew that place was slippery. Maybe I didn't know at that point, but I definitely realized it. I even talked about it in the previous video that I was going to break down, and it broke down and it got pretty slippery. So from there, I wanted to talk about this next section, which is a downhill that I walk my bike down sometimes until like the end of the race. And as you can see in this video, there's 2 guys, and one of them, he's letting me go by, and the other one, maybe he didn't realize I was there, and he starts walking his bike down. And as you can see, he front flips the bike, and what really happens on that section is that he's not really pushing the with his arm on the seat, so he doesn't really push the rear end down, which I find to be a really effective technique when you're on very steep downhills. So, and then he probably also, upon impact on that little step, brakes a little bit too much on the front brake, and yeah, the bike just says, "See you later, buddy." And I don't think anything happened. I asked him if he's okay, I think, and he says, "Yeah, go on." So no big deal. That's part of racing. Alright, so next up is a section where, yeah, I was there some days ago, like I mentioned in the other video, and it's a nice little hill with a bunch of rocks, like a little dry creek, and there are some people waiting in line to take their turn, and I passed them on the outside, which wasn't really part of the race line. It was the race line, but it was not where they went in every time, and they allowed me to go by, and I looked back and smiled at them, and they were like, "Yeah, good for you, good to go." And then I meet my buddy Chad, who was on the riding school with me, and he was sitting there on his Yamaha struggling to get up. It was getting really slippery. By every bike that would go by would get more and more slippery, so I don't blame him for struggling a little bit to get any kind of traction to get up. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the way that you can pass people without pissing them off, and I think that was a good example of it. When there is an obvious alternative line, and you kind of cut in front of them, yeah, no one's going to complain about that. Oh, and towards the end of the section, I don't get a good drive, or I make a little mistake, and my buddy Bo from Ready to Race or Ready to Ride Rentals kind of give me a hand and help me get out of there. So all good on that. Thanks, guys. All right, next section is kind of the same thing again. There's a bunch of people waiting in line, and you just have to be creative, and you can't just sit around and wait forever for the line to clear. Then you'll never be making any progress in these kind of races. You have to just try to find your way around people and try to be friendly at the same time, because you never know when you're gonna need a hand. And in this section, I meet my friend Rodrigo one more time, the Brazilian guy that I found out he actually lives in Colorado, not in New York, which I first assumed due to his accent. So yeah, I find him here, and it's just a technical section that it's better to get up there before everybody else, because it was kind of one line for most people that didn't have the technique to go straight up, as we'll see I think in a minute. I think Mario, he's going to like pass us there, and he'll show how to just go straight up the hill. So yeah, just get going. You can't sit around and wait forever. And there you see now Mario, he is coming into the frame. Somebody else also was, or was that Rodrigo leaving? So that's Mario, and he's looking around, which I always do too. Like, you want to see if there's something in your way, and he gets a really good drive. And I remember he was so little on the gas, avoiding that wheel spin situation, which is incredibly helpful technique. And yeah, he mastered it, and he left all of us really quick and moved on in his race. And yeah, we didn't see him until later when he would pass us one more time. So I've been speaking a lot about the pile, the masses of riders that get stuck on the same section, and it's so hard to get by them. And here's another section where I'm looking at this uphill. I can see some people up there are stuck, but instead of thinking that this guy is going to stay there for too long and block my line and then try another line, I went for the line that I knew, and that was just a bit of a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken the other line, which yeah, I guess on my side I wasn't thinking too much, because this guy was not really very good at getting out of his messy situation, I guess. And I end up sitting there for a little bit too long. I turn around and I take the other line, which I should have just done from the beginning. So I think I should take my own advice and try some different lines when I see people are stuck in front of me. It's really easy to say all these things afterwards. The hard part is remembering them and then applying them on the right time and place in a race situation. But I guess that's everyone's challenge, to learn from our mistakes and become better riders. It was definitely hard for me to get my bike back, and then I swung it around and went for the other line, and just as I did that, it looked like the guy, he was getting out. So it's one of those. And then I get there, and at least I'm in front of that guy now, but there is another one in my way. So yeah, not easy. Okay, so next up is just a little fun move that I coincidentally pulled off. I got a really good drive up this hill where I saw some people were stuck, so I was asking him to get out of my way so I could hit that line to the right, and I saw that they were trying to get off to the left. I had no idea how that line worked. I just wanted to do what I did before on previous lap, and I got a really good drive, and I land on my rear wheel, and I end up going out of that in a bit of a wheelie and looking to the side, and people were applauding. It was just one of those great feeling moments. People really enjoyed that, and of course so did I. Alright, so I've been talking a lot about this guy Rodrigo from Brazil, and I keep meeting him over and over, and I think we were the classic example of a little bit faster rider on the easy part and a little bit faster rider on the technical part. And he was going very fast on the easy bits and I was better on the technical. So I just kept meeting him over and over and over, and yeah. This is a pretty tricky situation or section, and he wanted to take the more used trail or track through that section, whereas I was more into taking my own a little bit more creative line that would hopefully have me get out of the section a little bit easier, but a little bit more risky also. But it actually worked out really good pretty much every time I went through there. So next up is a really cool section, one of the uphills that I enjoyed the most because I thought it was actually really nice and rideable. And we'll see that I'm up behind somebody, and as I'm considering whether or not that person is ever going to get away, I actually just flip my bike around and go for another line. And by the time I get to that other line, I realize it's not a really good line at all. It just looked a little bit different when I was actually sitting there looking straight into that line, and I decided to just go back and stay in the main line. And then I just keep meeting Rodrigo over and over. I meet him probably 4 or 5 times more until we get to the override first section, which was a bit of a shock, to be honest. Once I got there, I saw people just sitting at the bottom, not moving at all. So very little interest in trying to get up the hill. I see this guy on the Honda, or whatever it is. I think it's a Honda. He's trying to help number 10 without getting off the bike. That seems a little bit hard, but at least he was trying to make a difference. And yeah, we end up spending a lot of time just sitting there trying to get our bikes up. And I'll let you just watch this show by yourself, and I'll shut up. Maybe I'll have a comment here and there, but generally I think the video speaks his own language. And you'll also see that Mario, he catches up to us again, which is incredible. We've just seen him pass me on another section, and all of a sudden he's back. And he goes out of the track a little bit, but I don't think anybody really cared. The tape was lifted up so he could get a better line. I saw that line and I wanted to take it, but I figured, I better not, because I'm filming everything, so it would suck to go out there and like carry the only evidence of having left the track to get advantage. But anyways, yeah, enjoy this first section called Override 1, I suppose. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below. This is a little bit different format from the one I just did a couple of days ago. Instead of talking through the entire video, I just wanted to break down a couple of small sections, as you heard. And I think it's a little bit easier for myself to do the video, and I hope also that it's easier for you guys to consume, because otherwise it's a mega video of an hour and a half. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed it. If there's something you want to see me do different, also let me know. Everything is much appreciated. All right, so enjoy the video. Oh, you're welcome. Good.
Catching all of them, and it's like they're hanging the bikes
You want to team up?
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool. I'll take yours first. that.
Dude, I'm sorry, I'm in your way.
No worries. Look at this. I want to try to swap it over here. No mud. Or flip the front wheel over here. What is this? Snotty rocks. Remind me why we're here again.
Have some fun.
Should we go grab mine for a little bit?
I was thinking, yeah. We can
Just
go here.
leave this one here, it's a little block.
Your turn, bud. Alright,
No worries.
I tried. Good job, Jared. Hi, Marty.
All right.
I'm gonna try something out there. ¿Qué pasa? Pull me over. ¡Madre! Push! You okay? Yeah, we're good. Puta! Ready? Huh? You gotta get me away. They might go here like Cody did. Here. Here, lift it. Alright, do you want to go? Can you go? Sorry, buddy. Did I pull you off?
No, you're good.
You shoulder okay?
Had it popped out for a second.
Did? That's a good spot.
Here, let that back wheel come plumb over and match the crevice when we get going, right? Yeah.
You guys are just getting through it.